I remember it all very well. Looking back, was the summer I turned 18. We lived in a one-room run-down shack on the outskirts of New Orleans. We didn't have money for food or rent, to say the least. We were hard-pressed, and Mama spent every last nickel we had to buy me a dancing dress. Mama washed and combed and curled my hair, and she painted my eyes and lips. Then I stepped into my satin dancing dress, split on the side, clean up to my hips. It was red, velvet trimmed, and it fit me good. And there, staring back from looking glass, was a woman where a half-grown kid had stood. Here's your one chance, fancy, don't let me down. Here's your one chance, fancy, don't let me down. Mama dabbed a bit of perfume on, and then she kissed my cheek. I saw the tears welling up in her troubled eyes when she started to speak. She looked at a pitiful shack, and then she looked at me and took a ragged breath. She said, your pa's drawn off and I'm real sick, and baby's gonna starve to death. She handed me a heart-shaped locket that said, to thine own self be true. And I shivered as I watched a roach crawl across the toe of my high heel shoe. Sounded like somebody else who was talking, asking, Mama, what do I do? Well, just be nice to the gentleman, fancy, and they'll be nice to you. Here's your one chance, fancy, don't let me down. Here's your one chance, fancy, don't let me down. Lord, forgive me for what I do, but if you want out, well, that's up to you. Don't let me down. Your mama's gonna have to move you uptown. Well, that was the last time I saw my ma, and I left that rickety shack. The welfare people came and took the baby. Mama died and I ain't been back. But the wheels of fate has started to turn, and for me there was no way out. Wasn't very long before I knew exactly what my mama been talking about. I did what I had to do, but I made myself a solemn vow. I was gonna be a lady someday, though I didn't know when or how. I couldn't see spending the rest of my life with my head hung down in shame. I might have been born just plain white trash, but fancy was my name. Ha. Here's your one chance, fancy, don't let me down. Here's your one chance, fancy, don't let me down. Wasn't long after a benevolent man took me in off the street. 1 week later, I'm pouring his tea in a 5-room hotel suite. Charmed a king, a congressman, and an occasional aristocrat. Then I got me a Georgia mansion in an elegant New York townhouse flat, and I ain't done bad. I ain't done bad. I ain't done bad. In this world, there's a lot of self-righteous hypocrites who call me bad. Criticize mama for turning me out, no matter how little we had. And though I ain't had to worry about nothing for now on 15 years, I can still hear the desperation in my poor mama's voice ringing in my ears. Here's your one chance, fancy, don't let me down. Here's your one chance, fancy, don't let me down. Well, Lord, forgive me for what I do, but if you want out, well, that's up to you. Don't let me down. Your mama's gonna move you uptown. Well, I guess she did. You know she did. You know she did. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, sister, go, sister. Better get that dough, sister.